We finally have the official chapter of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 6, and once again Shikamaru beats the fraud allegations. Just like the time he acted as if he didn't know that Code had placed a claw mark on his neck so that he can infiltrate Konoha and gain access to Amado, so that Amado can remove his limiters. But Shikamaru was aware the whole time and also made preparations to trap Code and force him to reveal the people that he was working with, those people being Ada and Damon. He showed us once again that he is still a master strategist and his intelligence wasn't nerfed in Boruto. Shikamaru has been playing a game of shogi with us this whole entire time, where he was using the climbing silver strategy that he learned from when he was still playing shogi with Asuma sensei. The way the climbing silver strategy works is that you wait for your opponent to make their move and then you sacrifice one of your pieces, so that your knight can defend your king against stronger opponents. The outcome is that your bishop will be promoted no matter what and your king will be defended. In this case, his opponents would be the Konoha elders and the feudal lords, along with Ada and Damon, since the key to stopping or reversing omnipotence lies with Ada. His bishop is Naruto and the main mission is promoting him, which is making sure that Naruto is still alive and freed from his prison in Kawaki's dimension, along with his wife Hinata. This is also why Shikamaru didn't officially accept the position of the 8th Hokage. He probably had a feeling that Naruto was still alive somewhere, since they only took Kawaki's word for it when he said that Naruto and Hinata were unalived by Boruto. Yet they didn't see it happen and nobody saw any trace of them left behind. The sacrificial pawn here is Mitski. Shikamaru is willing to risk a major confrontation between Boruto and Mitski so that he can get some information from Boruto and figure out who is actually Naruto Uzumaki's son between Boruto and Kawaki, which is why he was hesitant to get rid of Boruto, just like the feudal lords of the Land of Fire wanted, and decided to wait and see what Boruto was going to do when he returned to the village to stop Code and his claw grimes, therefore figuring out who is going to be the knight that is going to protect the king between Boruto and Kawaki. And we learn from Asuma sensei that the king is the next generation that will be the future of Konoha. Shikamaru needed the final piece in his game of shogi to make a critical move. That final piece was Amado. Amado was the confirmation that Shikamaru needed to finally put his strategy into motion and find out who is the legitimate son of Naruto Uzumaki. First, Shikamaru told Ino to get him the mission logs from the past, meaning that Shikamaru took what Amado said about trusting physical evidence more than memories into consideration and decided to review the physical evidence once again. Upon doing that, Shikamaru would learn that the name Boruto Uzumaki is the one that keeps popping up in those mission logs instead of Kawaki Uzumaki, specifically for the two biggest moments that occurred with Boruto directly involved in those situations, which is when Boruto cheated in the Chunin exams and when Boruto went to go and defeat Momoshiki with Naruto and Sasuke and the 5 Kage. When thinking about all the information in the mission logs, including all the physical evidence like the pictures in the Uzumaki household and news interviews that Boruto has been on, Shikamaru had no choice but to speculate that Boruto is the legitimate son of Naruto, and he had to get in contact with him by asking Ino to connect them through a private telepathic communication. The chapter then takes us to Boruto, where Boruto is sitting next to Sarada and feeling a little bit embarrassed. He doesn't know what to say to her, cause he didn't expect her to jump onto him. Sumire breaks the awkwardness by asking Boruto how he's doing and mentioning that 3 years without seeing each other is a long time. Boruto tells them about how Sasuke got trapped in one of the trees created by the claw grimes when he sacrificed himself to save Boruto from Code, also informing them about the Shinju, telling them that he thinks that Code's claw marks may have caused the evolution of the Ten Tails into the Shinju. Even though Code himself is not an Otsutsuki, his white karma seal is from Ishiki, therefore it has traces of Otsutsuki genetics. As Boruto is still explaining the Shinju to Sarada and Sumire, Shikamaru contacts him using the Yamanaka Jutsu through Ino's help. Shikamaru warns Boruto that Mitski is on his way to confront him and there's nothing he can do to stop him. A bloodlusted Mitski who knocked out Kawaki using a paralytic poison from one of his snakes is coming for Boruto, and he's even powered up to his Sage Mode transformation, which is a major disappointment to see Mitski this bloodlusted and unable to control himself, especially for Orochimaru. One of Orochimaru's biggest fears was that Mitski is going to end up being evil and even going down a dark path, if Mitski didn't get a positive influence to show him that there's another way, an influence like Boruto. That would have been the sun to Mitski, a symbol of hope and positivity. unlike Kawaki, who is also full of rage, bloodlust, and negativity. Mitski spent 3 years with Kawaki, getting influenced by the darkness that is within Kawaki, and now Orochimaru's biggest fear has turned into reality. Mitski might be slowly falling into the darkness. Mitski wraps his snakes around Boruto in a sneak attack, trying to get a hold of him, but Boruto throws his sword into the air and uses flying Raijin to teleport to him, recreating the iconic scene of Sasuke teleporting himself to his sword using the Rinnegan to avoid an attack from Momoshiki. Boruto lands on the ground and Mitski throws another attack at Boruto with his snakes. Boruto infuses his sword with purple lightning and slashes the attack with very little effort. Mitski throws another Shadow Snake Assault through the ground and Boruto dodges it by flying into the air. Some of the fandom seem to think that Boruto learned Kakashi's purple lightning technique during the time skip, which isn't the case. The purple lightning technique was taught to Boruto when he was 12 years old in the Sasuke Shinden Teacher Star Pupil novel. This was just the first time he used it in the official manga. Boruto looks down at Sarada and Sumire. He makes a promise to Sarada that he'll find a way to save everyone trapped in the trees and make everything right. Also making an incomplete statement where he says, "and also," but doesn't state who or what he wanted to say. We can assume that he either wanted to say Sarada's name or he wanted to say he's going to save his parents from Kawaki. Boruto flies to the outskirts of the village while continuing to communicate with Shikamaru using the Yamanaka Jutsu. Shikamaru tells Boruto that he wants to get some answers from him and maybe even work together. But first he wants to know if Boruto is actually Boruto Uzumaki. Mitski shows up a moment later, chasing after Boruto, with Shikamaru not doing anything to stop it. It would have been suspicious for the Hokage of the village to order Mitski to stand down when Mitski is pursuing a fugitive of Konoha. Boruto mentions that he is finally out of Kawaki's range and Kawaki won't be able to sense him from that distance. Mitski finally catches up to Boruto, ready for a fight. The chapter ends with Boruto telling Shikamaru that he has to attend to Mitski first and apologizing to Mitski because he will have to use a little bit more force with him. Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 7 will be Boruto vs Mitski, in a fight that will determine the fate of Boruto and Mitski's friendship, and also a chance for us to see how strong Mitski has gotten in the time skip. We're also going to see who is going to be the knight in Shikamaru's major game of shogi. The stakes are higher than ever in Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, and things are about to take an interesting turn.